Wow, Dodgers go from up 4-1 to tied at 4 and look like they're headed for the same fate that we've seen all too often lately, but this one has a different ending.
Oh, different ending, and honestly, what we saw in this game, Clayton Kershaw coming in relief, Roki Sasaki, first time since early May. It felt like 5 games in one, but more importantly, the Dodgers, the most perfect team effort to get that win.
And tomorrow they have a chance to clinch the division with Yamamoto taking the ball.
Yeah, and the way the starting pitching has gone, having a day game following a night game, but do it quicker because the way Arizona's been playing, the way that they've been taking these games to extra innings, they want it bad. So to be able to clinch as soon as possible, get that win tomorrow.
All right, Yamamoto tries to pitch him to a 12th division title in the last 13 years.
Tommy, well, this game was absolutely insane. You guys are only now 4 games away from the postseason, and this felt like a taste of what you guys could be seeing. When you think about just now the magic numbers down to 1, how you guys had to grind out this win, how do you describe a game like this?
Yeah, they're not coming easy for sure, but it definitely felt like a playoff type game tonight. We really needed to win that one, and fortunately we came out on top, just kept on fighting.
Recently, you told me the swing hasn't feeling good. The results haven't necessarily been there, but today, a 3-hit game coming in the clutch late in the game. When you kind of look at where the swing is at right now, how good did it feel just to see those results fall?
Yeah, for sure. We've kind of been joking around. I've had bad luck. I've been hitting it hard, but had bad luck. So, just saving those hits for the big moments. And fortunately, I got one in the biggest moment today.
Today, Blake Snell set the tone. The bullpen has had some struggles as of late, but when you see someone like Roki Sasaki or even Clayton Kershaw come out of the bullpen, how impressed were you with how they were able to step up in these positions?
Yeah, that was exciting for both of them. First time Roki's been on the mound in a few months, and to look as dominant as he did is pretty exciting. Kersh coming out of the bullpen, giving us a good shutdown inning, and and Robleski coming in and shutting him down in that last inning. It's pretty cool to see those guys come through in those big moments.
Games like this obviously show a lot of fight for what you guys have. You're looking to win the division. I mentioned the magic number now being down to 1. What would it mean just to be able to close it out, pick up the division here in Arizona?
Yeah, that'll be huge. We're going to do our best to close it out tomorrow. Get that final game and have a happy flight to Seattle.
All right, well, congratulations on this win tonight, Tommy.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Kirsten.
Well, Roki, first, welcome back. Tonight, obviously, pitching in relief, a successful outing. When you talk about just the transition from being a starter to a reliever, what have you found just being the biggest difference, and also then now finding the success?
復帰登板おめでとうございます。リリーフに転向して、ちょっと先発と違うところと、成功できた今日の秘訣っていうのは何かありましたか？
試合に行く前の準備がリリーバー短いので、そこら辺は、工夫がいりますし、先発と、一番そこは違うと思うので、そうですね、そこが違くて、今日スピードも出てましたし、コントロールも良かったので、まずそこまで行くまでに、健康状態とあとはフォーム、このリハビリ期間に、ちゃんと調整できましたし、たくさんの、コーチとトレーナーに支えてもらったので、そこに感謝したいです。
I just had to be creative in terms of preparing as a reliever. There's just shorter period of time to warm up, so that was something that is probably the biggest difference. I'm just really appreciative of all the trainers and coaching staff that I had the chance to interact to help me get to where I am in terms of my health and mechanically. I feel like they're really in a good place, and that allowed me to throw, with pretty good command and really, good feel.
Velocity, as you mentioned, it was in a really good spot. With this transition, just never mind.
Yeah.
How did you go about getting the velocity back?
球速が戻った理由は、どういう過程で？
まずは肩の状態が、万全になったのと、フォームしっかり修正して、自分のこの今の体でちゃんと球速が出せる、体の使い方というか、フォームを見つけることができたので、そこが要因かなと思います。
The two biggest factor is, just knowing the fact that I'm healthy and that's way past behind me, and just mechanically just being able to finally find a place where I feel really confident with my mechanics.
How ready do you feel to possibly pitch in relief in the postseason?
ポストシーズンに向けてリリーフ登板っていうのは、ある程度準備自信っていうのはできましたか？
そうですね、マイナーで2回と今日実際メジャーで投げてみて、結果はいい結果が出てるので、そこら辺はすごく ポジティブに捉えていきたいですし、あとは残りの試合で登板を重ねていい準備ができたらなと思っています。
I'm really happy with the results and the process, pitching twice in the minor leagues and today's outing. So I just want to have just more opportunities to be able to pitch on the major league mound, just to work on anything else I have to work on.
Well, Clayton, we know the conversations that you've had with Dave Roberts and kind of with in between starts, what this could potentially look like come October. Coming out of the bullpen tonight, just one, how did it feel? And two, just kind of how the stuff is going.
Yeah, I mean, it's an adrenaline rush for sure. I think relieving is just it's a different animal altogether. So you kind of have to figure out how to maintain your heartbeat and get going but it is a lot of fun, and it's fun to have success out there. So fortunate to get through that inning, and I don't think any of us really know what it looks like in October yet. But I had a long time off in between starts, so instead of throwing a bullpen, I just threw it in the game today, and I'll be ready to go Sunday. But I'm glad I could help out tonight, and big win for us tonight. Obviously, everybody threw the ball. Blake throwing the ball early for getting through 6 was huge for us, and biggest outs of the game were Jack and Blake in that big inning right there. So some big outs for some guys that we're really going to need, and it was great to be on the winning side of it.
It's been about 6 years since you've had a role playing in relief. Was this something that you wanted to experience before October, just to kind of get the feel and see how the stuff was playing? Was this a test for yourself?
I guess once it came up, it wasn't really the plan to begin with for me, but I didn't want to sit here for 9 days, so I had a lot of time off, and throwing one inning will help me get ready for Sunday, and if I can help out, that's great.
Is there anything different about relieving in a tie game in the ninth?
Yeah, I mean, it just added to everything else that's different about it, but I'm glad I got to help in a situation where it was a big spot, and facing Marte there in the last batter, he's maybe the toughest out for me as a left-handed pitcher there is. So fortunate to get him to pop out. Tommy made a really good play there, and it's good to get out of it.
You kind of said the other day, you can do math. It's sort of hard to sort of see where everyone's kind of fitting in October. Is this role you can sort of feel like you fit into if need be?
Well, look, we have 6 amazing starters, and so it's just. I can do the math. So if I want to be a part of it in any way, and I'll do whatever they want me to do.
Well, Dave, obviously that was an electric win. Can you just describe from the managing perspective what this one was like?
That was like a playoff game. It was. Obviously, we're fighting, they're fighting, and we essentially exhausted everyone on the active roster, and guys made big plays and stepped up. We needed it, every bit of it, and just a great game to be a part of.
When you look at going into this game, we talked about rookie Sasaki, Clayton Kershaw being available out of the bullpen. What kind of boost could they bring to the bullpen, especially with what you saw tonight?
A huge boost. I think that right now, you're betting on people, and for me, I just I trust Clayton, and he did a great job tonight, and got his juices going, and he picked us up big with a clean inning. And Roki, you just kind of don't really know what to expect. I think that him taking the opportunity to go into the pen, something he's never done, speaks volumes for this organization. And what he did before to kind of get ready for this moment was really good. And I wasn't worried about him being the moment being too big. This guy has pitched in huge ball games his entire life, in front of his entire country. So I wasn't worried about that, and just wanted to see how the stuff played. And he gave us a big boost, and we'll see the next time he gets out there if he can keep building on this and build some confidence.
How different does he look than the last time you saw him?
He looks like a different person. I think that we've simplified things as far as the bullpen. It's an inning or two. I think there's just a lot more confidence, a lot more conviction, and obviously the stuff is up than where it was, earlier this year. And he's learned a lot from this season. Some of the struggles, the not being able to participate, the being in AAA, the rehab assignment, and to come back, he just wants to help. And I'm really, really, proud of his growth and, what he's done.
Did you have a chance to talk to him after the game? Like I saw you kind of shook hands really strongly.
Yeah, no, I didn't talk to him. I think his teammates are really excited for him. And I just know that he wants to contribute. And so I didn't talk to him afterwards. I know, he knows he did a great job tonight for us. And, just let him celebrate with his teammates. And it was a big win. It was a big, big team win.
First up, with some of these recent losses have been to absorb, like you talked about last night, to kind of use a pitching script like that, or use the pitching moves. But to use the moves that you did and see it kind of work out in that way. Like how much of a kind of belief booster is that as you guys start to think about how you can win games now?
It's great. It was huge. You look at getting Jack back out there, getting Blake out there, kind of getting Kershaw's feet wet in the pen for this season, and getting Roki out there. So it was great. Offensively, we showed a lot of fight, and it was a lot of, I know the word resilience gets thrown out a lot, but it was a resilient win, a resilient group, and we fought our tails off to the end. And it didn't look good at different points of the game, but Arizona fought as well. So it was a heck of a ball game, and Blake gave us what he had tonight. We played great defense behind him, which is huge. That Page's play, the diving, the one in left, the one in the diving play. Miggy's playing his tail off at second. So we did a lot of good things, and Rortvet did a great job with the pitchers tonight. And so, again, Tommy had a big hit. So, really, really good stuff.
Conversation with Snell tonight, you went out there.
No, I'm going to keep that one quiet. Just wanted to make sure, how he felt, seeing some things. Just want to make sure he felt okay.
Magic numbers down to 1. How important is it to go ahead and get the win tomorrow before you guys head out to Seattle?
It's important. We're trying to clinch this thing. We're trying to win baseball games, and then we can worry about the postseason. But nothing is guaranteed. I still love the way we're playing baseball. We've got Yamamoto going tomorrow, and we're going to be ready to play a good ball game again.
The Roki, what's going to be his next?
He'll be down tomorrow, certainly, and then he'll be available on Friday, and we'll go from there.
Did you try to use him like a more longer inning, or?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that probably the 2 would probably be the max, but this time with 2 days off, it was only going to be 1 inning. But depending on the rest, depending on how he looks, we'll kind of have the conversation. But I'm not sure. That's still kind of, as we say, it's fluid. We just got to kind of see, and I don't want to make any decisions right now.
This was a tale of 2 games. I look at it from the standpoint where we let some things get away from us, and then kind of regained our composure, got back up, and started to push across some real good at-bats, which resulted in some runs. We had some opportunities late in the game to win the game, and we're all frustrated by it, and we didn't execute. Didn't execute at the right time to win that baseball game. We know the stakes are high. We know what's going on. We know the scores of the game. We're all scoreboard watching, and we're allowed to because we've earned that. But at the end of the day, you got to regroup, find a way to flush this, and make sure you're ready to play a baseball game tomorrow, because it's going to be a quick turnaround. But we're all hurting right now. I'm not going to lie, and we should, because I feel like we could have played better and done better to win this baseball game, and those are my standards here, and that's the standards inside of that clubhouse. When you're ready to win a game, you slow the game down, you go out there and find a way to get it done, and we just couldn't do that today. You can point to a lot of different factors. I know everybody's going to want to know what happened in the 10th, but things happened early in the game too that weren't helping us win moments and win innings and win the game. But I thought Nelly did a good job. He gave us a quality start, 6 good innings, and whatever happens moving forward, he did a tremendous job for us today and throughout the course of this year, and turned it over to the bullpen. And our bullpen got pretty stubborn there. I think we had some good moments. There was a ton of energy in the inning that we scored the runs with some really good approaches. Corbin with the key base hit. Just a bunch of little things took place, but we didn't win the game. We got to find a way to do that, and we will. We'll regroup tomorrow, come out here, and give our best effort.
How are you weighing the decision to have Perdomo bunt?
Yeah, the analytics says to bunt, and I haven't bunted, and it hasn't worked. I have bunted, it hasn't worked. I've not bunted, it's worked, and I've bunted and it's worked. It's just how it happens. How do I feel about it? I feel like when you get a run at third base in less than 2 outs, you got to find a way to win the baseball game. And I knew that there was a chance they'd pitch around Corbin. I knew there was a chance they'd load the bases with Gabby. But we had some things in place. We secured some things in place that we felt like we were going to score a run with Jake at the plate. We just didn't do it. We didn't execute.
Thoughts on Corbin's throw there to at least gain that?
Yeah, that was a tremendous throw. I think I looked up on the board and they have the Statcast up there, so it was 87 miles an hour. And that tells me that he's worked hard to make that happen. That was a very accurate throw, had a great bounce, and McCann was able to apply the tag. So it was an unbelievable play, an unbelievable player making an unbelievable play. And look, that's what we do. I keep saying it, right? I want these guys competitive best at the most critical time when it's needed, and that's what happened right there. It was awesome.
What was your thinking in the 8th with sticking with Abner there against Hernandez?
Abner against Hernandez, you're talking about? Yeah. I mean, it's cut fastball up and in, and that's right where Abner throws the ball. We just missed the spot. So Abner's strength matches his limitation, and we just didn't execute. So those are the little things I'm talking about when we don't execute. So I was really getting ready for Edman. I didn't want Edman hitting right-handed. That's what we all know. And I felt like Abner's been throwing the ball well. He deserved that opportunity. He was going to put the ball where we wanted. We just missed the spot.
Well, Blake, just kind of looking at this outing, the pitch count got up a little early. Did it seem like this was kind of a grind for you to get through the 6 innings? And how did you find just navigating and kind of getting back on track in this one?
Yeah, I mean, early on, just learning a lot, reading swings, reading curveball wasn't really curving today, if you will, but it just wasn't breaking, and just had to learn, adjust. I was going to use it a good amount today, but yeah, I had to just adjust and learn, read swings, trust feel, and as the game kept going, just understand, what hitters are cheating to what. I could read a lot of their tells, which was great. So yeah, just really learning and just trusting what I had and believing it, and so I attacked the zone more, and yeah.
In the last game you shared with us, just when you do have traffic late in the game, you do want to get out of it. You feel responsible for it. Can you just share kind of what the dynamic was there in the 6th? It didn't seem like Dave was going out necessarily to make a move, but just kind of that conversation.
Yeah, just talking, seeing how I was feeling, and I mean, I had total confidence that I could get out of it. Just felt really comfortable. I mean, I was throwing the ball good. Cattell started the game off with their best hit of the day and against me, and it was a curveball, and then Moreno had a curveball back to, it's just, I kind of learned from it, and then had to move the ball around more and throw different pitches, but was able to just read it, understand it, and just grind through the game.
About where you wanted to be going into October, especially with the time missed earlier this year, just kind of the way these last couple have gone?
I don't know if it's where I want to be. I mean, it's where I should be. It's where I am right now, and I'm good with that. I mean, I've had a bunch of starts where I've learned a ton, and I'm excited for what's to come and postseason, and still have a lot to learn, but